I've spoken before in previous videos about the way you should practice. When you turn up at the practice ground or at the driving range, if you've got a plan of what you're going to do, you'll actually benefit and get some real work done. I see so many players turn up and just beat balls down the range, or alternatively solely work on mechanics of their golf swing. This really isn't going to help you when you get out on the golf course. You should come to the practice ground or the driving range to work on your skills that are going to improve the way you play actually out on the golf course. First of all, come to the range, hit a few warm-up shots. Go ahead and practice for 10-15 minutes on the technique and just warming up the golf swing. Then I want you to go ahead and play this game. Picture your local golf course or where you're a member at, and then I want you to go and actually play individual holes. So you don't just stand there with an 8-iron like I've got here and beat 20 balls. We actually picture the golf course we're going to play and we go ahead and play it although we're at the driving range. It's really going to help you to visualize. For purposes, because you don't know necessarily the golf course that I'm a member at, we're going to use Augusta. Now the 15th hole at Augusta is a par 5. So I've decided to take my driver. So I'm going to go ahead and play this tee shot and I can visualize exactly what I want to do there. So I'd go up, I'd work on my pre-shot routine, picture exactly the flight of the ball and which side of the fairway I want the ball to land on. I know that at the 15th at Augusta, I've got to get my ball going down the right-hand side of the fairway, else I'll be blocked out by the trees on the left-hand side. So you can see I make everything very, very visual. Now we go ahead and actually play that shot for real. Now that drive actually meant something to me. I can see the result of where it went. That probably went about 10 yards further right than I wanted it to go, but I've actually got some feedback there. So now I would imagine myself coming down to the second shot, debating whether or not I was going to go for it in 2. Looking at it, I've got about 230 yards, so I'm going to decide to lay this ball up. So I'm going to take a 7-iron now and lay it up down there to 80 yards. I now need to hit this 7-iron 150 yards. Take a practice swing, then work through my routine. Take a look exactly where I want to land this ball to leave myself that 80 yards. Come into the shot. Just a nice smooth 7-iron down there. Then I would visualize myself walking down to the next shot, coming up to the ball, and I can play these sort of games with myself. I can imagine that I hit that 7-iron just a little bit too far, so I've actually left myself 70 yards to go. So now I'm in between my sand iron and my lob wedge. I've looked at the shot I want to play. I've got 72 yards to the flag, but I know that the green slopes back towards me. So I want to try and fly this ball past that 72 mark, maybe up to 80 yards to the back of the green. You can see the game that I'm playing in my own mind here. I'm getting very specific about the shot I want to play. I'm making this shot mean something to me. Go back through my routine. Now I'm picking an exact target on the driving range or practice ground in front of me. And I'm going to make sure I hit this ball as close to that target as I can. Come into the shot. Hold that finish, watch it go in there tight. Now that's a good shot, that leaves me a chance for birdie. I'd go around and play each and every hole. That gives me some really good feedback. You'll be amazed at how much this improves your visualization and makes your practice time really worthwhile. So don't listen to those bad voices in your head that just tell you to continue to work on mechanics hour after hour or however much time it is that you're at the driving range. And don't just tee a driver up every time and beat it down there. Don't listen to that voice. If you want to get better at golf, you've got to control that voice and you've got to practice the right things, because that's what's ultimately going to allow you to go to the golf course and feel really good about scoring low.